A grand jury indicting several teenagers accused of shooting into a home full of children. Some of those young men accused in not one, but two murders.
Our 8 News Now investigators have exclusive details on this story. We were first to report.
It started like any other night in Las Vegas. The heat clung to the streets, heavy and still. Neon lights buzzed above quiet intersections, and the 7-Eleven stood silently under a flickering street lamp, waiting, unaware it was about to become ground zero for a storm no one saw coming. But what unraveled next wasn't just a robbery. It wasn't just a shooting. This was betrayal, layered and violent, shaped by loyalty, pride, and the thirst for power that bled into something darker. This is the story of a gang fractured from the inside, and a murder that no one was supposed to see coming. And it all ends with a single name: Andre Bryant.
Here's Kyle Payne, who was at today's indictment hearing.
In a hearing that lasted less than a half hour, prosecutors outlined a laundry list of gang-related crimes, including internal gang conflict that led to the gruesome murder of one of their own gang members.
August 7th, 2023, a date that, at first glance, meant nothing. Just another night in Vegas. But behind the glass doors of a 7-Eleven, something was brewing, something calculated. A group of young men, armed, masked, and moving with purpose, stormed in and made off with over $26,000. Quick, clean, and bloody in the aftermath. The robbers were members of a local gang known as the Block Boy Mafia. But here's the thing, when you rob with wolves, you better be ready for the pack to turn. Some members of the gang felt blindsided, cut out of the score, disrespected. The heist didn't just steal money, it stole trust. And that was a price someone had to pay. Weeks later, Enrique Nunez, a 17-year-old block boy, was gunned down at his girlfriend's apartment. Police believe it wasn't rivals who pulled the trigger, it was his own. The message was clear: in the Block Boy Mafia, betrayal doesn't go unpunished.
This violent crime spree started on August 7th, when prosecutors say members of the Block Boy gang, also known as the Block Boy Mafia, robbed a 7-Eleven cash drop, stealing over 26 grand, but ruffling the feathers of some of their gangmate brethren, who weren't happy they were excluded from the convenience store stick-up.
As a result, on September 1st of this year, Enrique Nunez was murdered by 5 members of the gang.
In open court, that deputy district attorney saying 4 of them, teenagers Cameron Ray, Jonathan Smith, Ja'Cory Magdaleno, only 17 years old, and Jamario Clark Jr., only 16, broke into fellow gang member Nunez's girlfriend's home, beating Nunez, pistol whipping him, shooting him in the head and body, and leaving him to die, which he did a few days later.
9 days after Nunez was killed, the air in Spring Valley turned cold, not in temperature, but in intent. 4 teens sat in a quiet house, barely old enough to drive, but their minds were sharp, focused, dangerous. Shelton Beasley, Arian Hicks, Ja'Cory Magdaleno, and Jonathan Smith, friends, gangmates, and now accomplices in something far darker than a robbery. They opened a map, picked a location, a quiet street near Autumn Rain Court. Then they made the call. Andre Bryant was a mobile marijuana dealer. He didn't know the neighborhood, he didn't know the boys, but he knew the money was good. That was enough. What he didn't know was that all 4 were armed, and only one of their guns couldn't fire. He didn't know this wasn't a deal, it was a trap. Andre pulled up to the spot. The sun was low, shadows stretched long, the perfect cover. He looked down at his phone one last time, then he waited. Moments later, the teens moved in. One approached the driver's side. 2 more ran to the passenger door. Arian Hicks stayed behind the vehicle, watching, listening. Then, chaos. Gunfire erupted. Bullets riddled the car. 25 rounds fired into metal and flesh. Windows shattered. A life was stolen. Even in death, Andre's body wasn't safe. Stray bullets pierced a nearby home. He never had a chance to run, never had a chance to plead, just silence. And just like that, they were gone. 4 shadows disappearing into the dying light of a September evening, as if nothing ever happened.
But the shooting didn't stop there. Smith and Magdaleno and 2 unnamed juveniles kept at it, all shooting and killing a so-called mobile marijuana dealer.
Lured him to an isolated location, not associated with their address, but nearby, one of their addresses. And all 4 of those individuals opened fire on him. It was in a residential neighborhood.
But some of those 25 bullets from 4 guns they fired missed, instead hitting one of those residents inside a family of 4 and a 6-year-old child, who somehow avoided tragedy. Those defendants are due back in court here on October 18th. In the meantime, Judge Tierra Jones dismissed their related Justice Court cases. Reporting at the Regional Justice Center, Kyle Payne, 8 News Now.
All of those charges contain additional penalties for a gang enhancement. One man also charged on a robbery count in conspiracy to commit robbery, but was not charged in those murder counts. Prosecutors will ask for $100,000 bail and also GPS monitoring on him as well.
But death echoes. In silence, it doesn't last. Investigators followed the trail, interviews, phone records, forensics, and eventually, someone talked. Hicks admitted his gun was broken, but he named the others. He laid out the plan, the map, the meeting, the ambush. One by one, the pieces fell. 4 teens, now murder suspects, 2 of them just 15 years old. But Nevada law doesn't flinch. They were certified as adults. The justice system doesn't care how old you are when your hands are covered in blood. I want to dig a little deeper on Andre Bryant, because Andre Bryant, that was my friend that I actually knew out here in Vegas, and we all referred to him as Kane. I met Andre, aka Kane, back in 2019 when I first moved to Vegas. He made me think of Suge Knight when I first met him due to his size and stature. He was from Houston, Texas, but moved to Vegas to make a better way for himself and his 2 kids at the time. He used to live in my apartment complex, and I used to buy weed from him. I had to get used to the freedom of smoking and purchasing weed with no stipulations, because the laws out in Vegas were very different than in Cleveland, where I'm from. He was a very cool and laid back person. 2020 hit with COVID, and the entire world was at a standstill. Fast forward to 2022. I lost contact with Kane up until then. At that time, he was deemed obese for his height due to his weight. He was 6'2" and 285 pounds, and he needed to lose X amount of weight so he could qualify for a surgery that he needed. He remembered that I was an active mixed martial artist, and he wanted to know if I could help him lose weight. From June 2022 up to July 2023, I would train him at my gym 4 times a week. He went from wanting to lose weight to learning how to box to learning how to throw real roundhouse kicks like a Muay Thai fighter. He fell in love with the training, and I was starting to feel like Mickey Goldmill from the Rocky 1 movie.
All right, man. So how long we been training? Like how long?
About 3 months, right?
Something like that.
About two and a half, almost down.
Damn near 3 years.
Really been going longer than that, because I'm damn near counting after the surgery.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
was already in doing it before the surgery, so I can damn near say about 4 months.
So like just collectively, how do you feel like with doing the techniques now from like back then up to now? Do the like kicking feel like second nature and shit now?
Yes, I feel like it just coming right off the hill, right off of command.
Yeah.
Sometimes I fuck up. I gotta listen. I gotta be hearing them, but I'm more of I see shit. My instinct kick in, so it'd be a different. I'm in a command. I just need to execute on the command.
Yes, sir.
I never trained someone before, so it was new to me, but we developed chemistry in the gym, and he was becoming dangerous on the pads. He was now around 260 to 265 pounds. He slimmed down and was very, very agile. He was throwing flying knees, spinning elbows, and landing 4 to 5 hit combinations with ease. I even had a chance to meet his 2 sons. I think his oldest may have been between 11 or 12 years old, and his other son was 8 or 9. His sons were very well mannered. When Kane told them to do something, they both would answer with, "Yes, sir." I started telling him about how we can get into amateur boxing, and if we were able to get at least 10 Emmy fights on his record, He would then be able to venture into the pros, and he can start making money from all the hard work he was putting in. He referred to me as his coach and was proud to say it. When he would get calls while we were at the gym, he would proudly say, "Hey, I'm with my coach right now. I'll hit you up once I leave." We were in the process of getting him ready for his first Emmy fight, and then tragedy struck. They took away a father, a son, a brother, and someone who I can honestly say was my friend.
No, I gotta get the aftermath. Yeah, man. No, I gotta get the aftermath, man. Yeah, hey, man. Do my training be bullshit? Sir. You on camera? Do something wrong right quick. Let him see something cold right quick. And he on his rest time, y'all. We active even when it's rest time. Hey. Spinning.
It's easy to look at the headlines and see monsters, but behind every story like this is a deeper question. What drives a 15-year-old to murder, to join a gang, to pull a trigger without hesitation? Was it desperation? Was it survival? Or was it something they were born into, a cycle no one ever stopped? Andre Bryant is gone. Enrique Nunez is gone. And 4 young lives are already halfway buried in the system. But in Las Vegas, under neon lights and quiet alleyways, the story isn't over. Not yet. Because when loyalty turns lethal and money becomes motive, anyone can be next. Alright, y'all, that's the story of the Block Boy gang out here in Vegas, man. I want to say rest in peace to my friend Andre Bryant, aka Kane, man. Hey, y'all took a good one. Real talk, man. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm fighting back tears right now too, bro, because I didn't know the details of this until now. I remember getting a knock on my door when I was working from home, and one of his friends actually came to let me know what was going on, and she actually gave me the obituary from his funeral. He got killed out here in Vegas, but they shipped his body back home to Texas so he could be buried back home with his family. Like I said, man, I just want to say rest in peace, Kane, man. Hey, it's been a while since I competed, man, and it's been on my mind heavy. I gotta do this for you, bro. One last time, man. I gotta do it for you, Kane. Rest in peace, gang. Rest in peace, gang. Hey, man, get in that comment section, man. You already know what it is. Drillers and trappers. We out here trapping and drilling 247. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video. Gang!